Welcome to my channel. My name is Areli. I am a medical doctor. I am a pathologist, a neuropathologist, and I have a plant-based nutrition certification. I've been plant-based for over 10 years, and I've been eating a raw-vegan diet for 5 years. And I have this hobby, which is basically educating people on social media about the benefits of a plant-based lifestyle, and in particular, incorporating more raw foods in their diets. I recently did a reel here on Instagram about counting calories, but I feel like it needs further explanation and more background so you know where I'm coming from. Because if you are raw vegan, if you are trying to explore this lifestyle, if you are into, you know, plant-based, if you're plant-based curious, so to speak, and if you are actually finding that there's so many ways of doing veganism, right? Or, I mean, veganism is an ethical stance, but basically eating without animal products, you will find that there are different approaches. And raw veganism seems to be quite popular, and it has waves like of popularity. But my point is that anytime that you find somebody who is so enchanted and so enamored and convinced about this lifestyle, because whether heal their acne or whatever, any chronic condition that they solve by eating this way and eliminating animal products, they're going to say, this is the way and this is the only way. And you don't have to count calories. And it's a quite popular approach to follow this when people follow the raw vegan lifestyle, because they say, just eat as you are. If you're full, that's when you should stop eating. Eat intuitively. Not everybody says this, but some people say that because that worked for them. But my approach and the way I want you to take responsibility is that any diet that you have, actually, any diet that you're following, whether it's omnivore, whatever, you need to know what you're doing. It's the most responsible thing to do, because I was saying in this reel that the world is operated in a mathematical language. Like everything is mathematics. Like right now, if you look at your watch, it's like, what time is it? It's numbers, right? Like if you want to know when is your birthday, you use the calendar. If you want to know when is spring coming, or already March 21st, so it's just like everything revolves around numbers, we like it or not. Music is mathematics, the notes, the structure of the book to read music, everything is mathematics. The volume of my voice, like everything is quantified. So it is strange to me that in order to pursue health, we don't know exactly what we're doing. I feel like intuitive eating has its time and place when you dominate a little bit some aspects of nutrition, but I feel like basic understanding of nutrition is essential, is a must-have when you are embarking yourself into any diet, in particular raw vegan diet, because let me tell you, a raw vegan diet has a lot of benefits, a lot. My channel basically has been dedicated to explaining the principles and the advantages of this lifestyle, but just because I follow this lifestyle and I've been, transitioning from different dietary approaches until I reached to this point, that doesn't mean that I claim to have all the answers. And I will never claim to have all the answers, because I will be very limiting. That would be irresponsible, right? To say, this is it. Because we see results of people healing conditions and reversing diseases and losing weight, whatever your goal is, with other dietary approaches. And some people count calories and some people say forget about it. So I just want to invite you, suggest you, even if you're a seasoned vegan or raw vegan or plant-based eater or omnivore, whatever, track yourself. The world is mathematics. It's illogical for me to think that we don't have an idea what we're putting into our body, right? The inputs, the outputs. I don't want you to be like obsessed about it, because I said in this reel, it's not obsession. It's not orthorexia. It's not something that, oh my God, you're so worried about calories, and calories is a myth, and the myth of protein, the myth of calories. It's not a myth. It's actually a tool. It's not exact. It's an approximation to understand reality. It's an approximation to measure what we are putting in our bodies and what we are needing at a certain time in our life stages. So if you want to lose weight, for example, intuitive eating high raw vegan or fully raw vegan will help you lose weight, but some people cannot lose weight because they're not counting calories. And for those people, it's necessary to count calories. Some people have anemia. Some people have hair loss problems. Some people have, I don't know, skin problems and memory problems. And if you are not quantifying like your omega-3 levels or your vitamin B12 levels or your iron levels, how do you know if you are not iron deficient? Obviously, there are signs and symptoms clinically that help you. Okay, if you have brittle nails, if you have uh, hair loss, if you have, I don't know, apathy and lethargy and low energy, it could be an iron problem. If you are pale, it could be an iron problem. Women who lose their periods could be an iron and malnutrition problem. So to me, the most logical, sensitive, responsible thing to do for anyone, really, if you are seasoning to plant-based, if you're just starting, is to know basic nutrition. Like you cannot eat only bananas and lettuce and expect to have all your requirements, especially, you know, most of our modern diseases is because of excess, excess calories, excess toxins, excess animal fat, saturated fats. But when it comes to raw veganism and plant-based diets and vegan diets, all the spectrum, high raw, fully raw, half-half, fruitarian, nutritarian, any modality, I feel like you need to have this basic understanding because otherwise, how do you know you're doing fine? Feeling great and feeling at your best is a good indicator, but it's not everything. Because if it was everything, we wouldn't have all these ex vegans and extra vegans. And my point was that most of our modern diseases are excess, related to excess, cardiovascular disease, excess cholesterol, right? Excess saturated fats, diabetes, excess weight, excess of, I don't know, insulin resistance, things like that. But when it comes to veganism and raw veganism in particular, is deficiencies. It's deficiencies. So how do you know if you're not deficient? Do a test, right? Some people say, oh no, the medical system is flawed because testing is done in subjects that are sick and we are raw vegans and we are like, we basically are almost gods and goddesses, kind of, right? That's some people's approach. But no, the thing is that we are living in this physical body, we are in this physical environment, and we are ruled and governed by rules of physics and mathematics. So that's my imitation. And it's not complicated. At the beginning, it sounds like burdensome to, oh my God, do you really want me to obsess over calories and a banana? It's so simple. I can just do a smoothie. I feel great. Yeah, but what about your zinc? What about your iron? What about your vitamin C? What about, things that are necessary and that nutritionists have studied all this time to make this parameter for people as a guide. It's not absolute, it's just a guide. So that's my invitation. Counting calories is not restrictive, it's not obsessive, it's not, how can I say, yeah, orthorexic. It's actually empowering. Counting calories is empowering, at least at the beginning, at least so you have an idea what you're doing, at least so you know if you're deficient, what you need to modify. And once you have a basic understanding of that, and it's very easy, if you need to have obsession, that's the type of obsession I would like you to have for understanding and knowledge, because that way there is no way that you're going to be making mistakes. So at the beginning is required. At least that's my approach, my suggestion, and that's the way I feel like people will not go ex-vegan, ex-raw vegan, because I feel like going into plant-based and veganism and raw veganism is something relatively new, right? It doesn't have more than 20 years, like being more popular, more mainstream, and now with the social media dissemination of this knowledge is something new for more and more people. So the sensible thing to do is to register, understand, and once you have a grasp of it, then you can do your intuitive eating. Now you know that, oh, I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know, my my skin is a little bit dry, my hair is a little bit dry. Maybe I need more fats. That's the intuitive eating. But at the beginning, you need to quantify. That's my suggestion. Okay, I forgot to tell you something, guys. There is so many apps that you can use nowadays The two more popular ones and the ones that I found more useful and more accurate are MyFitnessPal and Chronometer. Those two apps have free memberships, and you can pay also for the paid memberships, and you have different advantages when you pay for them. I actually pay both MyFitnessPal and Chronometer, and they gave me very accurate descriptions of the food that I'm ingesting. Obviously, they have different brands and different names for things, but if you just put the raw material, like rather than saying, for example, Quaker oatmeal, right, which is the brand, you can just say oatmeal, and that's it. And that's obviously for the people who eat cooked food, but like if you just put like yeah, the basics, right, like a 1 cup of an avocado or 1 tablespoon or 1 portion of an avocado, it really gives you the amount of calories, the amount of carbs, the amount of protein. And if you really want to go into details, the paid version gives you the breakdown of niacin and essential amino acids and minerals and all of that. So I strongly recommend you, if you want to take your health seriously, to do the paid version. I'm not affiliated with any of those. It's just a recommendation of mine. You can also do it like old style, old fashioned, with a notebook, pen and paper, and you can go online to Google in your favorite browser and put how many grams of protein has a banana, right? And then because I know this, because I've been doing this for a long time. I already know that a medium banana, for example, has like 80 to 90 calories and has 1 gram of protein and has like 100 grams of carbohydrates and has lots of potassium, but it's poor in iron and it's poor in zinc, it's poor in vitamin D, it's poor in vitamin C. So I'm not gonna eat only bananas. That's bananas, just eating only bananas. You can eat only bananas just to sustain yourself energetically, but when it comes to nutrition and avoid deficiencies of phytonutrients and essential amino acids and all of this, I wouldn't recommend relying only on bananas. So find those apps online. You have the free version, the paid version. Taking your health to the next level, paid version, I recommend. And yeah, that's something that I wanted to say. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this information if you find this useful with your families and your friends. See you in the next one. Bye now.